The 49ers messed up. What's up? Welcome to an emergency episode of Cohn and LaRocca. That's Tyler C. LaRocca. I'm Grant L. Cohn, and we have breaking news. The 49ers have already ruled out Brock Purdy, Ricky Pearsall, and Jauan Jennings for the Thursday night game against the Rams. The big news here is Purdy. I mean, it seems like Jennings and Pearsall have injuries that maybe they could have played through on Sunday, but not today. But the thing with Purdy, according to the Athletics' Vic Tafur, he writes, Purdy isn't healthy enough to be the team's emergency backup in LA, which underscores that his sprained big toe was worse than it seemed coming out of Sunday's loss, and that the Niners are leery of it becoming a recurring issue this season. Doesn't seem like he has an inside source. He's just sort of reading the tea leaves that he was the emergency quarterback a couple weeks ago. Now he's not. Seems like he re-aggravated the toe against the Jaguars. Yeah. Seems like the Niners just jeopardized their season so they could beat the Jaguars, except they lost to the Jaguars. Unless you think Mac Jones is better than Brock Purdy, which I guess we'll find out. What is your instant reaction to this update?
It's what we've been saying all offseason. Our biggest concern with Purdy isn't even necessarily his arm, it's been his health. This is another year he's missing extended time. It's just one of those things where it's like, I told you so, but I hate having to say I told you so. We shouldn't have given him the extension. He's too injury prone. That's 3 injuries to his throwing arm. Now on top of this, we have a lingering turf toe. Like, I don't know, man. This is why you don't give extensions to injury prone players. Like, I don't know. We do it over and over.
Let's talk about Kyle Shanahan's decision making.
Mm-hmm.
So he plays not just Brock, but Ricky and Jauan against the Jaguars. They were all injured. None of them were 100% healthy. And had they beaten the Jaguars, maybe you'd say, okay, it's okay that they're going to miss the following game, even though this game is more important. It's your biggest rival. It's a division opponent. But maybe you think like, well, you're not going to beat the Rams one way or another. So get that win against the Jaguars by any means necessary. Be 4-0 and then don't worry about it. Yeah, that's great, but you lost.
Yeah.
And now trying to win that game, which you called a must-win game, now you're going to lose this game.
Yeah.
And you might lose the next week too, all because you tried so hard to win a game that wasn't a must-win game. That was a gamble that blew up in their faces, is currently blowing up in their face.
I completely agree. I mean, I said that I think Mac Jones should start. Obviously, someone in the building was feeling pressure with how well Mac was playing. If he beat Jaguars, what were they doing? I thought it was super obvious to play Mac against Jacksonville because the Rams game is significantly more important if you could have gone 3-0 in the division. Even when you're thinking of, if you think Purdy's an elite quarterback, you'd want him to have sat Sunday so that he's ready on short notice against LA. And yeah, again, I agree. Kyle's decision, whoever's decision making, ultimately it is Kyle at the end of the day. Purdy himself said he wouldn't have played unless he felt 100%. So that leads me to believe even Purdy was feeling some pressure to play. It's just all bad, man. It's really all bad.
I mean, look, I like Mac Jones. I like his contract. I like Brock Purdy. And if he's 100% healthy, his mobility and escapability is a bit of a game changer. So given that he has lost that right now because of his toe injury, I think you could go into last week's game. I think we knew it beforehand, saying what would be worse than a loss would be losing Brock Purdy, the essential Brock Purdy for the season. Like if he's not going to be elusive the rest of the year, then that decision to play him against Jacksonville was one of the worst decisions of Kyle Shanahan's career. And now they're trying to fix it, right? Like, okay, well, we don't want this to linger. We want this to heal up. Right. And that's what you didn't do last week. You threw him out there and it may have gotten worse. You may have extended the timeline of his recovery. Also, you could maybe beat Liam Cohn in the weirdest rivalry game. Liam Cohn is not your freaking rival, okay? It's McVay.
Yeah, I mean, dude, it's unreal to me. It just It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. Like it's obvious they were feeling pressure. Like in my opinion, that's what it came down to. They were feeling pressure that they just gave Brock this massive extension, and a quarterback's coming in and being just as serviceable as Brock was, and so they threw him into a game. I don't know. Maybe their thought process was maybe if we're if we go 4-0, this is kind of where my thought process would go. Maybe they're like, if we're 4-0 and we lose to the Rams, we're still technically tied record wise.
It just seems like they didn't expect to beat the Rams without Kittle. And so they said, let's go all in for this Jaguars game and get that. But look, let's say Brock Purdy misses a significant portion of this season and Mac Jones can't save the Niners and they miss the playoffs. Can Kyle Shanahan use the excuse, well, my starting quarterback was injured? You got him injured. You played him when he wasn't 100% healthy. You made it worse. Like, that's on you, man.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, we were all told, like, oh, yeah, 2 to 5 weeks. And I think everyone had the same thing. Like, okay, worst case scenario, looking at our schedule, maybe we have 2-3 losses. We come out 4-3, whatever, 5-2. And that's fine. Brock Purdy can make that up. Sure. Let him rest and recover. Again, we have a cupcake schedule. And so, I mean, you and I talked about it when he beat the Cardinals or when he beat the Saints and then he beat the Cardinals. We were like, oh, they're probably going to rush him back now because they don't want to have a QB controversy. That's why they signed Brock Purdy, was to not have a QB controversy. And in the process, they hurt Brock further than he already was, which Raheem Mostert said it years ago. He said it years ago. He said the 49ers are always rushing you back from injury. And they consistently show that that's what they're willing to do, except for Brandon Ayuk. Brandon Ayuk's the only one they seem to not want to rush back. They'll kill Christian McCaffrey, but
I saw someone tweet recently, like an hour ago, that this is good for the Niners, that they're sitting everyone because it gives them a mini bye week, these players, and they'll be fresh for the Tampa game. And I get the concept. Let's stick with the concept. If you wanted to give your players a mini bye week, why would you choose the Rams game and not the Jaguars game?
Isn't
that what we were talking about last week? Like, yo, just punt this game against Jacksonville.
Yes.
You're 3-0. It's an AFC team. You don't need it. And these players are legit hurt. And if they get hurt worse, that's on you. That's worse than losing a game.
Because I'm telling you right now, dude, you're not going to, no person on planet Earth is going to convince me that Mac would have played worse than Brock did on Sunday. And you could say it's because of his injury. You could say where it's just, this is who he is. Regardless, Brock should not have played football on Sunday because now we don't have our QB1 for the Rams.
Yeah. Like, isn't that the worst case scenario? What happened? Like, of all the outcomes, the worst one would be lose the game with Brock starting and he gets re-injured.
Yes.
That's like, if you lost the game with Mac starting, who cares?
Yeah.
It's your backup quarterback. If you lost the game and Mac got re-injured, I mean, my heart would go out to Mac, but it ultimately doesn't end your season. He's your backup quarterback. And it doesn't hurt the psyche and the morale of your team because it's like, well, we're going to get Brock back and he's special.
I mean, even if they said, you know what, Mac's hurt, Brock's hurt, we're going to go out there with Adrian Martinez. We're going to rest Jauan.
Yeah.
And
Ricky.
And we're just going to see what happens. Ricky's knee's hurt. Jauan's all banged. He has 8 different injuries, and Brock's toe isn't 100%, and Mac's knee isn't. And so we're just going to go out and do what we can. I would have been fine with that. It's like, okay, yeah, they obviously are trying to do what the Chargers did, go 3-0 in division, because that buys you so much cushion. If we lost to the Jags and beat the Rams, we still, 1, have a better record, and 2, win the tiebreaker against anyone.
I have a really bleak theory. Maybe I'm wrong.
Okay.
But is it possible they're punting this game instead of the Jaguars game because the Jaguars game was a home game and they didn't want Adrian Martinez starting at Levi's because people wouldn't go to the game?
I mean, yeah. I Brock Purdy, the prodigal son, is playing. Yeah, of course. We saw it. We make ticket sales, baby. We sell tickets.
Yeah, how can you charge $400 for a seat if Adrian Martinez is playing?
Yeah. And I get it, man, but at the end of the day, I mean, if the Niners miss playoffs this year, this decision I think is going to be the highlighted one Why did you play Brock when you knew he was hurt against Jacksonville? Regardless, if
It
you're
just
like,
feels like organization malpractice, man. Like
I agree.
this guy is more important than you, Kyle. He makes double what you make or more. Your job is to protect him. He was already injured.
And the thing is, man, they're doing it with both players we said needed to be protected, Christian and Brock. You need to protect
man,
those
if they
two
keep
players.
using Christian the way they've been using him, we know what's going to happen.
He's cooked by week
We know what's
8.
going to happen.
Like, and that's the thing, man. It's like, this is what we wanted to see this year. Christian McCaffrey getting some pressure alleviated and Brock Purdy being protected because he's been hurt a lot. And now Brock is out for most likely an extended period of time. That's my assumption. Their schedule is pretty soft after this Rams-Bucks, so there's no point rushing him back.
I mean, it'd be one thing if Mac lost both his starts and looked like crap.
Yeah.
And you think, oh my God, the season's getting away from us. Brock, come save us. But the fact that Mac looked decent or better and the team won, I thought that sort of bought Brock Purdy time. It bought the team time. Like, look, we could play him he wasn't 70%. He looked 40%. We could play him at 40% health and risk re-injury just to win a game. Or we can keep sitting him because it's 2 to 5 week injury. Why don't we err on the side of caution, take 4 or 5 weeks, and when he comes back, we won't have to worry about it getting worse or him playing like Nick Mullins.
Yep. I remember what we said before the season. We said when this trade deadline comes up, we're either going to be sellers or buyers. It's starting to look like we're going to be sellers, and I'm kind of curious on who we're going to sell.
Well, that is interesting. Before we get into moves, I want to stick with this game for one more topic.
Yeah.
What are your expectations for Mac Jones on the road against the Rams without Kittle, Pearsall, Jennings, Ayuk?
I mean, my expectations for Mac are ridiculously low. Purdy couldn't even win with Jauan and Ricky against Jacksonville. So going up against one of the best defenses in the NFC without them is pretty rough. The defense isn't generating a lot of pressure. We're also not getting turnovers. For as good as we are coverage-wise, we're not getting anything going. I'm obviously expecting a loss. But I will say, if Mac Jones does win this game, a very uncomfortable conversation is going to start very quickly.
I mean, people may not remember this. It wasn't that long ago. The last time the Niners and the Rams played was at Levi's late last season. Purdy played in that game. Debo was there. Kittle was there. Jennings was there. Ricky was there. No Christian. Purdy went 14 of 31 for 142 yards, no touchdowns, a pick, 3 sacks, and a quarterback rating of 45 in his last outing with all those guys around. The Niners scored 6 points. Yep. So it's it's highly probable that Mac Jones is going to get his ass kicked.
Yeah.
But I do want to point out that if he were to do better than that, kind of interesting. If he can go out on the road with Jake Tonjes and Kendrick Bourne and DeMarcus Robinson and lead the team to like 13 points, that'd be kind of impressive.
I'll tell you right now, this is kind of a trap game if you're the Rams, right? Because you see the Niners kind of punting this game and you're on a short week too. Like, in my opinion, this is a little bit of a trap game because it's not a game you can take lightly, in my opinion. Like, yes, you are heavy favorites. But, I mean, I don't know, man. Those kind of games could be a bit tricky for the favorites because Niners got nothing to lose. Mac has nothing to lose. Kendrick Bourne, none of those guys have anything to lose. Yeah, we're supposed to lose to you. Duh. Like, those kinds of games.
Like Mac's been playing with DeMarcus Robinson all offseason. He's been playing with Tonjes all offseason. Kendrick Bourne, not all offseason, but he's played with them in New England. So, I mean, Kyle Shanahan's not going to be afraid to call passes for Mac Jones. Yeah. Interesting to see how the offense looks. And if they win this freaking game, if Mac wins this game,
he deserves to be QB1 the rest of the season.
Full-blown quarterback controversy, or it's over.
Yeah, like I'll tell you right now, if Mac beats the Rams with what he has right now, I don't care the excuses. He should be the quarterback 1. I don't care if Stafford throws 8 interceptions. He should be the quarterback 1. Like,
but ultimately, like, whether or not he wins shouldn't affect when the Niners bring back Brock. You brought him back early out of desperation in September. It was a mistake. You made it worse. He needs to be 100% healthy when he comes back, however long that takes.
Yeah, I agree. You cannot bring Brock Purdy. We just saw him hurt. He is not a quarterback that can play at 90%. I'm sorry.
Nope.
He's not. He's not a quarterback that can play at 90%. He can barely play 100% while the team's 90%. You have to let him heal. You have to. That Jacksonville game was so awful. His only 2 touchdowns were screen passes. It wasn't like he was doing anything. They were literal. It was a shovel and then a screen to Jake Tonjes. So
who has to have a big game tomorrow for the Niners to win? Christian.
Yep. And Fred needs to get and I'll say this. I love Demo. He needs to start. He needs to be able to pick off the ball. He needs to be able to generate turnovers. It was kind of what Mooney Ward said a couple years ago, where he's like, I am a good coverage safety, but my biggest issue is I need to give the ball back to the offense. You need to start seeing that from our defense. We can't keep in games like this. You need to get favorable field position. So we really need Fred or Demo to come up, or Upton Stout to come up with an interception that doesn't get flagged.
Yeah. I think Demarcus Robinson has to have a big game. That's the guy. He could get 10 targets in this game. What's that?
You don't think it's Christian? Because I think if Christian looks like 2023 Christian, we could win.
Yeah, I just don't think that's ever going to happen. Unfortunately. I don't expect him to raise his game and suddenly become like explosive. But if that did happen, that would be wonderful. I'm looking at the Rams defense. They're starting Emmanuel Forbes at right cornerback. Like, they need to get the ball down the field to Robinson. And I think Mac Jones can do it if he has a little bit of time.
Yeah.
But also Tonjes.
He's been good. I'll give it to him. He has actually been good.
Yeah. He had 5 targets last week, maybe 6 or 7 this week. Because giving the ball to Christian every other play isn't working. Like, if the Niners can, get Garendo involved, get Robinson involved, have like some 2 tailback formations, do some stuff they haven't done yet this offseason, they just might score some points.
Can I see Jordan James play a snap, please?
Yeah. Like, be nice.
Dude, Brian Robinson's not doing anything to where it's like these guys shouldn't be getting snaps. He's had 1 memorable run. And that was that 15-yarder. Other than that, like, why is Garendo not getting snapped? What did he do to get put in the doghouse? He got hurt. I
mean, last year they liked Garendo as much or more than Jordan Mason. Then they get rid of Jordan Mason, replace him with someone who's not as good. And now they don't like Garendo as much as that guy. Yeah,
I don't understand. We really need to see one of the other 2 running backs, I think. I think Jordan James or Garendo need to get at least a touch or 2.
I think so too, because they might be really good. We have no idea. Jordan James might be really good. I'm looking at Christian's numbers. He's averaging 3.3 yards per carry, and his success rate on runs is 44.9. Brian Robinson's averaging 4.4 yards per carry, and his success rate on runs is 59.1. He deserves more than, a couple attempts a game. Yeah,
like, we need to start prioritizing Christian's health a little bit better.
Yeah.
Especially against the Rams. Dude, there's you're already punting the game. There's no reason not to. Let's see what Garendo and Jordan James can do just give them 2 reps apiece. Like, give them anything. Dude, like, I want to see them at least touch the football. I don't understand. But yeah, expectations for Mac is that he loses. If he wins, in my opinion, he's going to be a starting quarterback in the NFL for some team.
I'm hopeful for Kyle in this game. I mean, maybe he's punting and looking at this as a bye week, but he usually coaches pretty well against Sean McVay. It's usually a pretty personal thing. And maybe the fact that Ricky's out and Jauan's out and it's a short week. I mean, if they get Christian hurt on turf on a short week, that's Kyle's fault. Like, you got to manage him, I think, this week. I mean, it's a short week and it's freaking turf. So a little less Christian probably is good. They've been so predictable. Like, we're throwing downfield to Ricky and we're checking down to Christian. Maybe they do a bunch of stuff they haven't done yet this year. No one knows how they're going to use Demarcus Robinson. And for 1 freaking week, their offense looks surprisingly good.
I think, I agree. I think this week is a win if you get out of that game healthy. If you get out of the game healthy, this week is a win, whether you actually win or lose. And I completely agree. I think Kyle needs to go 2019 Kyle and just be like, all right, we got Emmanuel Sanders, Raheem Mostert, Coleman. We need to just experiment. Let's just see. Let's throw everything at the wall and see what sticks. And just like that's what I would tell the team. Literally, is just we're just gonna go out there and have fun and see what happens.
The team was 3-0, but I don't think that Kyle believed in it. And I think he
No.
looked at the game against the Rams without Kittle and Bosa and thought, we're not going to win that game. So let's do what we can to beat the Jaguars. And that really backfired.
Yeah.
And now you're going to lose both. So I don't know. I think maybe Kyle might have been too low on his own team. Well, I don't know. We'll see. I want to think about one trade the Niners should make because they're still 3-1. Yeah. And maybe there's one trade they can make that turns us around. Yeah, I have a name. Sure. I want to go big, but you could go first.
Okay, you go. I want to hear yours.
I was
going to go big too.
If Trey Hendrickson's available for like a second or third round pick, like let's say he's a third round pick because you got to also extend him and he's a little bit older, I would do it.
Why?
Now that means the Yorks have to like want to spend on football instead of soccer, and I don't know. Jed York seems like he's much more into soccer these days. But look, man, I want to get out of the Nick Bosa business. He's not going to be here for a long time. When he comes back and he plays a few games, he's going to want an extension. I'd rather trade him. Hell of a player, but he really hasn't been that great since they gave him an extension, and now he's had 3 torn ACLs. Yeah. Let someone else have the Bosa experience. I'd rather get into business with Trey Hendrickson. He's just a more consistent player.
Yeah. So
pay him.
I am with you on I have 2 trades I like. First is obviously defensive end. That's the most obvious one. I am not in the Trey Hendrickson business. I don't want to sign a 31-year-old edge rusher with our defense. It's the youngest in the league. I want us to go after Kayvon Thibodeau and trade a second or a third for him. And then re-sign him and have this like blossoming young defense grow together. Having like the only real vet be like Fred Warner. And then you have like such a young core of defenders that, in my opinion, just really good. I don't think Thibodeau is also going to be as expensive as a Trey Hendrickson. He'll be cheaper because he's the 3rd best edge rusher on his team. And if he is not that great, you can cut your losses. My second trade would be, dude, I think they need to swing for a running back. Like
that's a good point.
They need to swing for a running back. Brian Robinson, I was excited. I thought he was going to be, solid, good. But he's just not in our offense. I think they need to swing for someone like Devon Achane.
Okay.
Yeah. So a starting back, like Devon Achane, someone who's going to need to be.
Does that mean trading Christian McCaffrey?
Or Breece Hall, actually. If they take him, sure.
Is McCaffrey even tradable?
I don't know if he's tradable, but I would 100%, again, if I'm the Niners, I am taking an aggressive swing at an Achane, at a Breece Hall, any of these teams that may be selling. I'd genuinely call the Falcons and just be like, I know this is out. Like, you guys probably are going to say, hell no. But
you think the Niners regret drafting Nick Martin over Cam Skattebo?
Yes. Even though I will say Cam Skattebo is really not playing that well. His aura is unmatched.
He's getting way too much credit.
Yeah, he's averaging like 2.3 yards a carry. He's not really doing well.
Yeah.
If I'm them, I am going for one of these low-end teams and just trying to poach them of a running back that's good. I would offer Brian Robinson. I don't think Christian McCaffrey's tradable, but those are my 2 big trades. They need to get an edge rusher and they need to get a running back. Bad.
I mean, when they traded for Christian McCaffrey, that was a total game changer. Breece Hall is averaging 4.6 yards per carry. It's been a couple of years since he tore his ACL.
Been phenomenal this year. He has been phenomenal.
It takes a year to like get back.
And they have Braylon Allen. They really
Solid knows him. Yep. He went to college with Purdy. That could be the one. Breece Hall.
I think I like Breece Hall. I also like Achane because they just drafted Ollie Gordon. Seem to really like him. I don't see them paying Achane. And then I would obviously call one of the big hitters, right? Like I'd call
Brees Hall seems to make sense because they're going to be 0-7 by the
Yes.
8 when the trade deadline comes around, and
Yep.
Yeah.
I would.
that one seems to make. And if you don't trade for him, he could go to a team like Kansas City, another contender.
I think Brees Hall is going to be sold at the deadline. I think the Niners need to be the ones buying. I think he's
I wonder if the Niners could sell Christian.
I
Who would
could
want
see
Christian?
It. I don't think anyone would want him is the problem. I think you'd be selling him to the Chiefs. Like you'd be having to sell him to someone you don't want to have him.
Send him to the Chiefs, man. Send him to the Chiefs, dude. If the Niners could trade Christian McCaffrey, I think their offense would be better.
I would trade Christian McCaffrey for an edge rusher if I had Brees Hall in my back pocket.
Would you trade Brandon Ayuk?
I love BA, man. I love him so much. I don't think anyone would buy BA though. Giants, because now if you're the Giants, think about it. Malik Neighbors just blew out his knee. Do I really want to trade Thibodeau for an expensive receiver that just absolutely destroyed his knee? A bomb went off in that thing. The Bengals aren't trading for BA.
He'll be all right next year. He won't be great this year, but he'll be pretty good next year. You could pair him up with Jackson Dart, or maybe one wide receiver with a messed up knee is enough.
If that was an option, again, I would probably lean towards wanting to trade Jauan. I would be like, would you guys want Jauan? Because think about it.
Maybe he's hurt too, though.
Yeah, but if we get rid of BA, next year our receivers are Ricky Pearsall.
And Jordan Watkins.
Yeah.
If you get rid of BA, you could bring back also don't forget DeMarcus Robinson.
Yeah, so like I said, Ricky Pearsall is our receiver.
Fair. All right. Well, I still think Trey Hendrickson would be great. They're not going to do it. I don't think they want to spend that much money.
Yeah.
Did you know that the Niners just came out with soccer kits that say Niners on them? So if you want to have a soccer jersey that is a Niners jersey, you can get that. Oh,
no. I want them to spend that money on, maybe that's their money for Trey Hendrickson. And listen, I wouldn't be mad at Trey Hendrickson because he is older, but he's good. I wouldn't be mad at it. I would just prefer to go the young route since we're already heading that direction.
Let's look at this another way. The Niners lost a lot of players this offseason. Some of them are doing pretty well. What is the one player you think the Niners should have kept? There's a few.
Yeah.
There's a few.
I think
offense, defense. Why don't we go defense first?
Yeah. Well, Jordan Mason on the defensive side would have been great.
On the offensive side, yes.
No, yeah. On the defensive side, I don't think I would have kept anyone. I mean, I
would have.
I mean, Mooney's playing well, but he didn't want to stay. It wasn't their fault.
Who?
Mooney Ward.
Oh, yeah. Well, okay. Let's talk about him.
He doesn't want to. He didn't want to.
Well, hold on. They couldn't afford him, but remember, he wanted an extension last offseason. He was bitter that they didn't even offer him one, even though he didn't hold out. He went to training camp. He didn't try to screw him over like some players did. They took him for granted. Then the tragedy happened, and that was all the more reason for him not to want to come back. But he had already made his mind up that he didn't want to be here anymore because the Niners, basically gave him the Jauan Jennings treatment. If they had just extended him, again, maybe they didn't have the budget for it because of Brock, but I didn't think they should extend Brock. And if they had just chilled on Brock, they could have extended Mooney Ward. And you know what? He's a hell of a player. If you had Mooney Ward and Lenore going against the Rams, you'd be like, okay, you can match up. But without him, Renardo Green,
last year I felt that way, and Mooney Ward was getting cooked.
Well, he was not engaged, but this year he is currently the 12th highest graded cornerback in the league according to Pro Football Focus. So small sample size.
Yeah, if I could go any player, I'd obviously pick Buckner. But if I have to pick last year's players, I would. It's like a smaller sample size on defense. Yeah, I guess I'd probably pick. Mooney's really the only one. Dre's hurt. Hufanga's just a terrible coverage safety. There's just although Siegel's not better. He is. My God, he is awful at coverage. So maybe Hufanga. I don't know. One of them. Someone in the secondary.
I got a name. Although this guy is currently the 98th. This guy's really having a rough year.
Yeah.
According to PFF, Aaron Banks is the fifth worst guard in football.
You said
but
defense.
I feel like that's bullshit. Like, I think they miss Aaron Banks. Not that he's so good, but I think whatever they have there is way worse.
For his extension, I do not think they should have kept him.
Oh yeah, I mean, I'm not saying give him that he's worth it. He'd be overpaid, but I think they. The thing is, Mooney is not overpaid. He's worth what they pay him.
On some player they should have kept as Debo.
How many players that the Niners have extended aren't overpaid?
Oh yeah, I responded to your tweet. I said Kittle, Fred, who else? Oh, Demo, and
McKivitz.
My fourth? Yeah, McKivitz. Because McKivitz.
I agree with the last three, and I feel like Kittle hasn't been overpaid up until this point in his career, but he just signed an extension and he's missed the whole season. So he's.
Yeah, but when he comes back, he's still going to be the best tight end.
Well, we'll see about that.
Yeah, we will.
We'll freaking see about that.
I'll buy you a bottle of wine like your dad if he isn't. I'll tell you right now, he's going to.
You better. Sheridan Miles, though, says, had they sat Brock and started Martinez last week, they'd have two healthier quarterbacks for the game that truly matters.
Yeah.
Who knows how good Mac's knee is? I would imagine it's not 100%.
Couldn't agree more with you, Sheridan.
Proppa says, I don't know why, but I feel like they could fluke a win now.
I completely agree with that as well. I think this is a super trap game for the Rams.
It's Thursday Night Football.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if we get blown out. But if we get a trap win, I also wouldn't be surprised. I'm like, wow.
Shady Luke says, if you guys can't get pressure against the Bucs, you guys could for sure lose. My Birds only won because Quinyon and Dijon are madmen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I mean,
they're going to lose in Tampa, man.
I mean, I'm not trying to be rude. The Eagles also didn't do well because if Saquon, it's the same thing with Brock Purdy and the Niners. If Saquon isn't MVP level, their offense sucks. It's the same as the 49ers with Christian McCaffrey. I'm sorry. The Eagles offense is not that good if Saquon is not that good.
Yeah, but at least they don't have like a bajillion injuries.
Yeah, no, I agree. But yeah, that's why they won is because, I think we could have a better offense than the Eagles did against the Bucs.
Could, yeah, if they get healthy. Shady Luke says you got to attack the Rams corners, but Mac needs time in that pocket. Don't we all? Joey Millen says shit show. Double B Studio says I'm curious to see Mac play in the rain.
It's gonna rain.
We won't see that this weekend. It's indoor stadium. Speaking of Mac, though, why don't we go check out the Prize Picks situation? Do you think they understand that Mac is playing? Do you think they've made the adjustment? Because last time I've been making Prize Picks all week.
What are those?
They've been thinking it's Brock.
Rams.
Okay. Pass yards. Mac Jones. Here we go.
More.
222. They're gonna throw a lot.
Yeah. Give me more.
I like that. I agree. Stafford 236.5. I feel like that was
okay.
higher.
Here's the thing: is Stafford outside of this last game? Yeah, he threw for a lot of yards this last game. He hasn't thrown for that many yards per game. He's been pretty mid, in my opinion, per game.
Yeah, but now he's got Devontae Adams and Puka Nacua, and it's tough to stop both of them.
Yeah, true.
Like in the past, it was like Puka and Cooper Kupp, and Cooper Kupp's a corpse.
That's true. Yeah.
So I'm leaning more here, especially with Bernardo Green on the field. I don't know, but maybe I'm just okay. Here we go. Rushing yards. Christian McCaffrey. Good luck, dude. 62.5.
I'm gonna keep going less until he proves me wrong.
I would agree with that. Sorry, Christian. Kyron Williams 72.5.
I'm gonna go with more because Travis Etienne just slaughtered us.
Yeah, that's a good call. Okay, let's go receiving.
Kyle Juszczyk, give me a
Juszczyk.
more. He's a TE.
Kyle Juszczyk.
He's TE2 behind
6.5.
Give me more. I believe in the juice.
You believe in the juice. Okay. He hit 32 last week.
That's what I'm saying.
All right.
Who else
they
is
kind
he
of need to go to him?
Yeah.
How about Tonjes, 22.5?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a new Kittle.
All right. Well, we're pretty much very high on everyone except for Christian McCaffrey. Go figure. We're going to flex it. I like flexing it because I make 6 picks, but if you flex it, all you got to do is get 4 right.
Yeah.
So I'll put down 20, and if I get 4 of them right, I win $8. And you know what? $8 is something.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
It's a lot, dude. So there it is. Made the picks, flexed it out. Download the app yourself. Use promo code COHN. Play $5, get $50 in lineups instantly just when you use that promo code COHN. Yeah, do that. It's available in 45 states, including Texas and California. All right, another question for you. Well, let's end with this. The awards for the quarter point of the season. We're 4 games in. The Niners are 3-1. They're one of the most, of all the teams in the NFL, they are one of those teams for sure.
Yeah.
So why don't we give out some awards for the Niners being, so present?
Okay.
MVP, Offensive Player of the Year, Defensive Player of the Year, not the year, of the month.
Okay.
Rookie of the month, and Most Improved Player. Why don't we start with MVP?
I mean, you kind of got to just say Christian McCaffrey. He's touched the ball like 80 times. Actually, no, I give it to Ricky Pearsall. He's been the best offensive player by far.
I'm giving it to Fred Warner.
I'm giving it to Ricky.
I'm giving it to Fred. I think he's the best player in the team by far.
Give me an interception before I give Fred anything.
I think he's the best player in the team by far, and the Niners have a puncher's chance against anyone if he's on the field, including the Rams.
True. I agree. Fred
So
the Beast.
I'm not saying
Fred.
you're wrong, but that's my pick.
Yeah.
Offensive Player of the Year.
Ricky Pearsall, who I just said.
Ricky. I would agree. I mean, they're force feeding it to Christian, and God love Christian for staying healthy and trying his best at his age. But Ricky's the best player in the offense.
Ricky is making some ridiculous grabs too. He's playing so well.
He's the only player on the offense that has legit explosiveness that makes defenses scared.
Yeah, I think he's the only player on the offense that's legitimately could be elite. A player, a team.
Now he needs to show that he can stay healthy for more than a month at a time, because he couldn't do that in training camp either. And he needs to catch a touchdown pass and show that he's
he's already hurt again,
useful in the red zone. But he really gave the Niners offense some.
But that's because he
Is
had
he
to
better
get.
than Debo? Yeah, he's better than Debo.
Yeah. He also had to catch from Brock Purdy, so that's why he hurt himself, just like Jauan and BA. So
Defensive Player of the Year.
That one, I'd have to give it. I have to give it to Fred.
Yeah,
I have to.
I'll give it to Fred, but I'm not going to, because I gave him MVP. I'm going to give it to someone else.
That makes sense. He's MVP, but not Defensive Player of the Year.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm going to give it to Bryce Huff.
Oh, see, I was debating between Michael. I think Michael's been
good too. And he's a more complete player, but he's just not a pass rusher at this point. And
but here's the thing:
he doesn't have any quick twitch to his game.
Bryce Huff didn't get me a pressure on Trevor Lawrence, and that's all he's good for.
Yeah, but is that his fault, or is it Saleh playing super soft zone coverage and just inviting the quick throw? I didn't like that either.
We need to press and throw some blitzes, man. Let's get it.
Rookie of the month.
Rookie of the month. I was accidentally about to say Ricky Pearsall. Upton Stout for sure.
I think it's Upton Stout.
Yeah.
Nothing against Michael Williams.
I think Michael's been phenomenal.
Pick, you haven't shown enough as a pass rusher to be that. And Upton Stout seems like he's flashing that he can be the total package as a nickelback.
Yeah. He's been really good. I love Michael. I can't say enough great things, but I got to give Upton Stout his flowers. He's been phenomenal.
I mean, Alfred Collins has done nothing. Next to nothing. Nick Martin has done literally nothing.
Siegel is only good in the run game. He is quite literally one of the worst coverage safeties I've watched.
He's not good in coverage.
No. Someone said is on passes over 10 yards, they're 6 for 6 with 156 yards and a touchdown against him. That's bad.
Most improved player.
Most improved McKivitz.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good call.
Yeah.
On the offense, it's him.
Yeah.
He's almost as good as Trent at this point. Trent's going this way, McKivitz going this way.
Yeah. I agree. I think he's been great. I was going to give it to Upton Stout because he had a rough first game, but McKivitz has been really, really good. He's been the only bright spot besides Ricky on offense.
On defense, I would give it to, I say it's a tie between D. Winters and Jair Brown.
I can't believe. See, okay, that's how good D. Winters has been. Is I've just assumed he's been Greenlaw. He's been so good this year.
He's been
So good.
one of the better linebackers in the league. And then
Yeah.
Jair Brown, like it seemed like his career was on life support.
I mean,
And
he's a
now
top
he's made
5
this
safety.
switch. Yeah. Yeah, he's yeah, I guess in his mind, but now he's a linebacker or a nickel or whatever you want to call him, and I think he's much better at that position.
Yeah, he's it's like the Jimmy Ward thing. He's really he moved and improved.
Like he's too slow to play safety, I think. But at linebacker, he's definitely not too slow to play linebacker, and I think he's big enough to pull it off.
Yeah, he's kind of like Jamal Adams. He's better at playing that linebacker nickel position than he is the safety.
And to his credit, he bought in. I remember a few years ago when Saleh first got here, he inherited Eric Reed, had the same feelings about him, moved him to linebacker, and Eric Reed pretty much protested. So good for Jair.
Yeah, no, seriously. Like, I mean, he was reading the list backwards, thinks he's a top 5 safety, and still decided to buy in. So good job, man. Like, you're elite at a position and you're swapping. Good job.
Joey Mullins says, could you imagine what would happen if Mac Jones beats the Rams?
I'm going to get a lot of insults thrown at me because I am going to be insufferable on Twitter. Insufferable.
It's so interesting how quickly things can change in the NFL. Like Brock's done so much and he got this contract, and then, first week of October, it could be like, you know what? I think this guy's better.
You're not convincing me that Kyle's not going to be like, you know what? We're going to let Brock rest if Mac beats the Rams. There's no way. Kyle is very, very recency biased, and Kyle loves winning. So I don't think he's pulling Mac if he wins this Rams game. There's no way Brock's back against the Bucs if Mac wins. I'll say that right now. If Mac wins this game, and it's not like, a 6-3, like an obviously defensive game. If Mac goes out and wins this game, I promise Mac is QB1 against the Bucs. There's no way he sits him.
I want to do something diabolical, but I have to get it ready first, so I'm not going to mention it yet. Sean says Niners don't need a running back. They have 2 guys they need to play. One was looking good before the high ankle sprain. Defensively, this team is young and playing ahead of schedule.
I would disagree. I think they need a running back. I don't think Brian Robinson's working out.
You want to see Garendo?
Yeah, I want to see Garendo and Jordan James, but they obviously...
I can't hear you.
Hello? My mic
You're
says
muted.
it's on. It says it's on.
Is it just me?
Hello? Yeah.
It's just me?
It's just you.
Chat,
Hello?
Can you hear Tyler? Because I can't hear him.
Can you hear? Yeah, can you hear me?
I can't hear him. Oh, well. All day, every day, Kim says,
Hello?
Brock getting paid like he's actually a top 10 player is insane to most people. For half the money per season, the Niners could have twice the quarterback in Baker. People think about that for a minute. Or Darnold. They were never going to hear you now. Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say, they can hear me.
Oh, my goodness. I think I know what happened. Sorry about that. Shady Luke says, no, Tyler, you just hate Jalen. Shady Luke says, bro, Stafford is second in passing yards. Fuck you, mean.
Well, he just had a game where he threw for like 400. I'm saying prior to that, he was 196 against Philly. I guess he threw a lot against Tennessee. And then he was like 240 against the Texans. Like he's been like, he's just kind of, I don't know how to describe it. Stafford's kind of just been like, I feel like he's been there. I don't know.
I think he's going to light it up this year as long as Adams and Nakua are both healthy. I think he's going to light it up. Because when he had OBJ and Cooper Kupp and they were both good, he lit it up. I think the last couple of years, he's only had one guy. He's on my fantasy team, too. I need him to light it up.
Who? No, what?
Andrew Powell says, out of the 5 expensive players the Niners could have paid with Brock's money, 4 have been busts. Dre, Huff, Banks, and Jalen Moore free agency is a trap.
I still don't think they should have kept Brock or paid Brock, though. That doesn't change what I'm saying. I still think you'd rather have that money than give it to Brock Purdy, who we now know.
Huff hasn't been a bust.
He's saying Hufanga.
He's good.
Yeah, he's actually been
a good
solid.
player.
Yeah, he's been
I don't know
good
what you're talking
actually
about.
this year.
Dazza says, is trading for a good running back going to change anything if the O-line still stinks?
It doesn't. We don't have the burst to get through the windows they're giving them because they're not quick enough. Brian Robinson's never been a bursty running back, and Christian McCaffrey doesn't have the burst no matter how much people want to say he does. The O-line is not at full fault for the bad run game. Our bad run game is at fault for the bad run game. Like, our running backs haven't been great. I understand, like, everyone wants to protect Christian McCaffrey. Again, Christian McCaffrey is like one of my favorite players in the NFL when he came to the Niners. I was stoked. But he's just not that guy anymore. Just not.
All right, so I want to do this. So Brock Purdy, last 16 starts. Okay. Last 16 starts for Brock Purdy. 65.9% completions, 4,200 yards, 24 touchdown passes, 16 picks. Okay. Let's compare that to Nick Mullins on the Niners. Nick Mullins started 16 games with the Niners. He completed 64.5% of his passes. He threw for 4,700 yards. He threw 25 touchdown passes and 22 picks.
It breaks my heart.
Over the last 16 games, Brock Purdy has been slightly better than Nick Mullins. Nick Mullins went 5-11 in that span. Brock Purdy's gone 6-10 in his last 16. I'm just saying, man. I'm just saying. Remember Cinderella? How Cinderella's like, goes from rags to riches, and then is like the queen of the ball, and then at midnight she turns back into a pumpkin. Is it possible that Brock turned into a pumpkin? That midnight struck about a year and a half ago, and he's just been walking around.
Midnight struck when Christian McCaffrey stopped being Offensive Player of the Year.
Dude, he's a line dancing Nick Mullins.
Like, I'm
Nick
sorry.
Mullins, sponsored by Cohn.
I hope to God, and this is to everyone that thinks I hate Brock Purdy, I hope to God he proves me wrong and has an MVP level season and continues and just dominates and makes me look like a fool. I don't see how. He has a weak arm, his mobility is limited, he can't see over the line, and his accuracy has been bad. Like,
can we say something real quick too? Like, people have been trying to make excuses for him. They're like, oh, that second interception was tipped. Yeah, you know why?
Because he's short.
Yeah. Because he didn't have a clear lane to throw the ball.
Yeah.
And so his pass got tipped. And that's the problem with short quarterbacks. Drew Brees was really good at finding lanes, but even he would get his passes tipped. I'm sorry, that's not a great excuse.
Yeah, like, luckily we have an out in the contract in 2027.
Sean says, no, the rookie's at running back. Did you know that Corey Kiner is no longer on the team?
Yeah, we only have one rookie at running back.
Yeah, he's not on the team anymore. They gave him an injury settlement. He's gone. And he's gone.
Yeah. But I do agree, Sean. I want to see Jordan James, but you have to remember we're talking about Kyle. Kyle doesn't want to see Jordan James, so that's why we need to trade. And again, if you can get Breece Hall or see Jordan James, I'm going to want Breece Hall.
I'd like to see Jordan James first, though. So at least you know something.
I would love to see him against the Rams. This is the perfect game to play him.
Can we just compare Kyle and Saleh for a second? So Saleh inherits Jair Brown, and he's like, no, I'm moving you to linebacker, and I'm starting Marquise Siegel, this late 5th round pick. Kyle trades Debo for Jordan James and is like, I don't want to play you at all. I'm going to trade for Brian Robinson Jr. Like, what was the point?
I don't get it. And can we talk about how the Shanahan tree also seems like they don't know what they're doing about quarterbacks? We got KOC let go of Darnold for JJ McCarthy, who's awful. Kyle can't find a quarterback. Saleh couldn't find a quarterback. And McVay just stole the quarterback Kyle wanted. It's not like he developed Stafford. Mm-mm. He just took a vet. I think the Shanahan system is flawed at quarterback.
I agree. I think these coaches aren't necessarily like quarterback developers. None of these guys really played quarterback in the NFL. I mean, KOC did. But it seems like what they do is they give the quarterback a system, and some of these quarterbacks take to it really quickly and have success until they don't anymore. And then you got to replace them with the backup. And Kyle keeps successfully doing that. You know, RG3 falls apart, we got Kirk Cousins. Jimmy Garoppolo falls apart, we got Brock Purdy. Brock Purdy falls apart, we got Mac Jones. That's sort of what his contribution is. Not actually developing legit elite quarterbacks, just like fake elite quarterbacks. Yeah. It's like if you wanted to get a diamond, earring, but you only had $200 to spend, Kyle could hook that up for you. But if you really wanted a diamond earring, you wouldn't go to Kyle the jeweler.
Wait, that's a great one. Yeah.
But then you end up spending $1 bajillion on it because Kyle polished it up real nice. Yeah, he tricked you, dude.
Like,
It's a fugazi.
I just want to see what happened to Kyle with running backs. Like, it seems like Christian McCaffrey created a mental block where his offense went from like super nice and fluid, and then he got Christian McCaffrey, and he was like, "Oh, cool, offense is done. I don't have to work on anything. I don't ever need another running back to play or be good ever again." Like, what happened?
Sean says the rookies at running back. Yeah. Joseph Ernberg says Brock defenders are brain dead. Niners 24-13. We need wide receivers.
24-13? How? How?
No. Joseph Ernberg says James and Martin wasted draft picks already.
No. I mean, bro, if you were thinking last year, you would have said D. Winters is a wasted draft pick, and
True.
look at him now. I don't believe that for a second.
It's a good point. All right. Sean says, is it wrong? I want to see Kyle Shanahan fired so we can move on. Kyle work on himself, has no accountability, and doesn't put out. So I want a new girlfriend.
Wow. Okay. Here's my thing. Here's my theory. I was talking about this the other day. I genuinely think that they will do an entire roster and coaching and front office wipe before they fire Kyle. I think Kyle's going to get one more set of tenure.
So Lynch is more on the line.
Yes. I think Lynch, Purdy, I could legitimately see them be like, listen, we couldn't do it. Let's just rebuild from the ground up with Kyle. Get a new GM, get a new quarterback, and go through it. Because who are you going to get that's better than Kyle right now? They already missed out on the person you would have gotten, Ben Johnson.
Who would be better than Kyle?
And Harbaugh. You missed out on him. And that's another thing is Jed is probably scared shitless to let another Harbaugh situation. Could you imagine if Kyle goes somewhere else and dominates like Harbaugh does?
Yeah, then he'd have to just get out of the football business and focus on soccer.
Yes, 100%. He would be cooked. Yeah. So I don't think Kyle's going anywhere anytime soon, guys. I'm going to be honest.
Well, we'll see. Kyle may have his own ideas about that if he keeps
maybe Kyle wants out. Yeah, maybe Kyle's like, get me out of here, bro.
All right, that's our show for today. I'm going to be over on Patreon, the 4-man front. Check it out. I'll send out a link to it on Twitter and stuff. I've had a headache the whole time. If I had low energy, I feel like I got like a little bit of a headache.
Yeah, but you'll have high energy on Patreon, so it's okay. Make sure to see how.
I went to Orange Theory today. I went to my Zumba class and I really left it a lot. Some people show up, but I showed out.
Did you fall again?
No.
Like hit your head? Oh.
Michael says Dan Lanning, he brings a culture reset.
I don't know about that one.
I don't think so.
I'm not. I think Dan Lanning's a great college coach when he's got a little, snow.
Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about there, but he does seem like he's into snow sports.
Yeah, I agree. I think he likes being at Oregon, and I don't know, man. I'm not really sold. Lanning reminds me of Lincoln Riley, where I'm not sure. I'm not sure if he's good or if his NIL money's good. I'm gonna be honest with
you. Yeah, I'm with that. I'm sure I'll figure out someone that I would like more than Kyle Shanahan in a few weeks. Just give me some time. All right, we don't have to make this. We don't have to figure this out yet. But I'm determined.
Dabo
Tyler,
Sweeney.
great show, man.
What? All right, I said Dabo Sweeney. I heard he's gonna be looking for a job soon.
Nick Saban. How about that?
All right, have fun.
See you guys.